Hi, welcome to Apprentice Help. My name is Matt, and today we're going to be going over the second video tutorial on how to solve triangles using the SOHCAHTOA method. Okay, so pop quiz. When you look at a triangle, if you take all three of the angles on the inside and you add them together, what is the total number? 180 degrees. So if you have a right angle triangle and you know that this is 90 degrees, that means that these two together, added together, will be 90 degrees. To start off, to break down what this word actually is, there are three different functions on your calculator. There's the sine function, there's the cos function, and then there's the tangent function. These basically all do the very similar things for our purposes, but you use them in different applications to solve a triangle. It's important to note that when you're using these in your calculator, most of the time you actually use the second function, so it actually is to the power of -1, and that's what gives you your angle. You get really small, strange decimal numbers if you don't use the inverse. A mentor of mine taught me a really helpful thing to do, and I actually do this at the beginning of all my tests when I know that I'm going to have math. I'll draw three triangles. I'll draw them just like this. So if you can remember SOHCAHTOA, you can build these triangles together, and it's actually going to help you to solve the questions in your exam, or if you're working on the job site. So we'll start with sine. So you always start with the function in the bottom left corner. So sine is down here, cos is down here, and tangent is down here. So SOH, do you go around clockwise? O and H, cos, ka, A and H, and toa, O and A. The O equals opposite. A is adjacent. And H is the hypotenuse. So H, the hypotenuse, is always going to be there, but O and A, opposite and adjacent, can be any one of these sides, depending on the angle that you're looking for. When you think about these three things, this is important. The A, adjacent, everything is from the perspective of the angle that you're looking for. So if, for example, we would like to find this angle in here, the opposite side from this is going to be over here. The adjacent side is going to be here, that's connected onto it. And the hypotenuse is always going to be the hypotenuse. This can't be the adjacent, it has to be the hypotenuse, even though it's connected to the angle. If, for example, we're looking for this angle, the opposite is now going to be this side, the adjacent is going to be this side, and the hypotenuse, once again, is here. All you have to do when you're using these triangles is cover up the one value that you're looking for. So say, for example, we're looking for the angle, the sine angle. You cover up sine, and what you're left with is opposite over hypotenuse. So that would be expressed by opposite over hypotenuse, which is a division. Okay, so if this was 3 over 4, that would equal 0.75. Okay, just for an example. If you're looking for your hypotenuse, you would cover up the hypotenuse, and it would be adjacent over cos angle. Okay, so it's really important to remember you cover up what you're looking for, and then the remainder of them, they show you what you need to do. Top to bottom is division. side to side is multiplication. So let's solve the interior angles for this triangle. So we have our angle x, and we have the opposite, and we have the adjacent. Opposite and adjacent, that's fine. So we can use tan function because tan has opposite and adjacent in it. So we'll say your tan angle equals opposite over adjacent. So go down another one. Opposite is 3 over adjacent, which is 4. That equals 0.75. The key for this one now is that you go tan to the power of -1, 0.75 equals your answer. Let's see what it looks like. So that's a second function for tan. 0.75 equals 36.87 degrees. So that is that angle. Okay, so we will say we have our opposite over our adjacent is 0.75, and then we go second function tan 0.75 equals 36.869, which will round up to 36.87. This is 90. This is 36.87. So we have 90, 36.87. Total of that is 126.87. I think 180 minus 126.87 equals, what did I say? 53.13. So 180 is the total angle of the inside of the triangle. We have 90 plus 36.87 is 126, so that's the value for these two angles. If we subtract the total value, 180, by the value that we have, 126.87, the remainder should be 53.13. But don't believe me, let's test it and let's see if the math actually works. Okay, so let's start fresh. We have this angle here, and we have opposite, we have adjacent. We could do tan again, that's fine. Or we could do opposite and hypotenuse. Let's do that just for something different. So we'll do the sine function. So sine angle equals opposite, which is 4, divided by hypotenuse, 5. That equals 0.8. So I will go sine to the power of -1.8 equals 53.130. Oops, 0. That looks like it's right. So the math works.